Taking a look at some of the top headlines where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. Now, with that potential for the snow in the forecast this weekend, emergency management teams and road crews across our area are already gearing up for that. In Sebastian County, 12 pieces of snow removal equipment are currently being prepared to help clear any possible snow and ice from now until the end of the snow season. The road department says after last year, they've updated their equipment and have multiple ways to keep roadways clear, with 100 tons of salt and beet juice, over 500 tons of sand, and 650 gallons of ice melting chemicals are all ready to go. All right, let's get a timeline of when this wintry mix will hit our area. Meteorologist Tyler Moore has a look. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, Joe. Yeah, it's going to start to arrive later on tonight already, and then by tomorrow morning, we're likely going to see a switch over from rain to snow. But let's talk about who's going to see what and what we're looking at impact-wise. This is the weather alerts that we have right now. Notice this lighter blue shaded area. You have Madison and Carroll County. That's the area we're expecting most snow in our viewing area. That's a winter storm watch where they could pick up a few inches of snow. Now, notice more of this purple shaded area. That's for Benton and Washington County. That is a winter weather advisory. Those go into effect later on tonight and will continue throughout the day on Saturday. Notice across the River Valley, no advisories, watches, or warnings right now. We'll see if that gets adjusted, but most of the impacts for a lot of the roadways, at least the worst of it, is expected to be across northwest Arkansas. That doesn't mean across the River Valley you could see some slippery spots. I'll tell you why here in just a second. But cloudier skies will continue into the overnight hours. Rain chances start to ramp up towards your Saturday morning. Again, too warm for snow at first with temperatures in the 40s, but cold air wraps in. That causes a changeover to some snow across northwest Arkansas. We're expecting all snow during the afternoon hours on Saturday, so that changeover across northwest Arkansas will occur during the mid-morning hours likely. Now, across the River Valley, you're still noticing some green mixing in there. That's because there's going to be warm air that settles at the bottom of the River Valley. That's going to keep it more rain with this system, so unfortunately, not going to see a ton of snowfall accumulation across most of the River Valley. But notice towards Poteau and Waldron, again, you get a little bit higher in elevation once again, and you're going to see the chance for some snow accumulation down there too. That continues into the evening hours. Now, as this system wraps up, I do think we'll see a little bit more snow start to reach down into the River Valley by the time the snow starts to wrap up Saturday evening, and then it's out of here Saturday night into Sunday morning. So let's talk about snowfall accumulations and what you can see. Again, notice northwest Arkansas is seeing the greatest potential for snowfall, less than an inch across most of the River Valley, and some higher amounts towards Poteau and Waldron, again, as we're going to see the chance for a little bit more snow towards some of the higher elevation areas. But unfortunately, in the River Valley, we're going to struggle to see any, and anything that does fall will likely melt on contact. But again, the biggest concern for the roadways is going to be northwest Arkansas, up to 2 inches of snowfall, higher amounts as you head again towards some of those higher elevation areas. So here's some things to remember with this system. That snow is going to come down on Saturday, but temperatures drop Saturday night. So even if the roads aren't slippery during the day on Saturday, temperatures falling into the 20s will cause a couple icy spots on the roadways. The greatest chance to pick up some snow during the day on Saturday is going to be grassy surfaces, elevated surfaces that can cool off easily. And then remember, for out there on the roadways, we're also going to see some gusty winds along with that snow coming down. Joe?
All right. Thanks so much, Tyler. All right. Meanwhile, as testing supplies dwindle, Mercy Health is making changes to who is eligible to receive a COVID test. Now, in a letter obtained by 5 News to Mercy Health physicians, the changes were made based on the inventory of testing supplies currently on hand and when Mercy's new shipments are expected to arrive. The change states that there is no testing available for individuals that do not have symptoms and are requesting a test for things such as a return to work, school, travel, or exposure without symptoms. Physicians are being asked to make clinical judgments on whether or not a patient is positive for COVID. They do not need a test to confirm. You can read more about this over on our website at 5newsonline.com. And former LeFlore County Undersheriff Kendall Morgan has been arrested and is facing multiple federal criminal charges for allegedly depriving arrestees of constitutional rights. The investigation started back in 2017. Yesterday, he was arrested in Shaney Point on those charges. According to the indictment, Morgan is accused of striking detainees who were handcuffed and not resisting arrest. A federal jury awarded a man $4 million in 2019 in an excessive use of force case against Morgan. He's accused of ramming the man's motorcycle and striking him during that arrest. Morgan's next court date and hearing is on January the 19th. And a court date is now set for U.S. Marshals Museum President and CEO Patrick Weeks. His court date is set for February the 15th. Weeks faces felony aggravated assault charges after allegedly pointing a gun at two construction workers at his Fort Smith neighborhood. Fort Smith police say Weeks refused to allow two OG&E workers into his yard to work on streetlights. The workers called the police when he reportedly followed them with a pistol and pointed a gun at them. Weeks joined the Marshals Museum project in 2014 as the president and CEO. He's on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation. Of course, stay with us here at 5 News as we continue to develop the story. Well, those are some of your top headlines on this Friday. We'll continue to follow the news all day. You can catch up with us again this evening on your 5 News at 4, 5, or 6. I'm Joe Ellison. Have a great weekend.